And I'm live. Howdy, folks. Welcome back once more to the shed. Just give me a shout if you can all hear me. My little bars are doing their thing. All good. Thank you, Anthony. Excellent. That's just what I wanted to know. Yes, here's the new unit. Try and get it out of the light. Yep, that's the controlling feature. This is the Mobile Control Pro. I've got two of these handsets, so we can both twiddle with it and do shunting while the other one works on the main, that kind of thing. So that's the general idea. The only thing is these controls are a bit sensitive. So when you've got it hanging on a lanyard around your neck, the screen can get swiped and buttons can get pushed, and all of a sudden the trains all stop and there's flashing lights and you think, what on earth has happened? So yeah, it's not a brilliant idea having it around your neck, but it is convenient and it will stop it hitting the floor, which is the most important thing. I thought I'd have a bit of old and new today. Let me just welcome everybody in. If I can just wrestle with this, I'll tell you what, let's take the thing off and pop it over there on the tracks, which are dead. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Let's just have a brief roll call. There is Delft Junction Pete and Sue. Very good afternoon to you. Eric is in. Good morning, Eric. Hope you're well, man. And I hope all is well and that you're not buried in snow. 156 Andrew has joined us. Smallwood Junction. Very good day to you too. That's Paul and Paris. Yeah, got it. Anthony Dodge, the model train outsider. Dara's locomotive shed. Welcome in. I hope Ireland is ever green, as they say. Dino is with us, and there is Brian, who is following me today on the warm-up act with his usual monthly waffle. So that should be stimulating. Right, who else do we have in there? Let's see, there's Chuck Schreiber. Good morning to you, Chuck. -5. Ooh, that is chilly for South Texas. That's yeah, we're in the plus. We're in the plus today. Little light rain coming and going, but they didn't forecast anything for yesterday. So I thought, right, okay, I'll get up there, get the cab control sorted out, and you know what it's like. Timber Surf has joined us. Very good day to you, Timber Surf. We've got 6 degrees centigrade today. Absolutely. Yes, it's around that figure, digger. That rhymes. Yes, indeed. The dead rabbit has gone, being replaced by the engineer's hat. What more do we need out of life? What more? -15 degrees centigrade. Is there such a temperature? Very seldom in this country. The only place you'd find -15, as Andrew would tell you, is in Scotland or maybe Ireland, or perhaps Snowdonia, where Lord Owl, the estimable Lord Owl, is. So SJ has joined us. A very good day to you in Danish Denmark. Balmy weather. Yes, it is indeed. Yes. The heater is pouring out the calorific value. So I put that on about an hour and a half early. So I can warm up the cab control, which is sitting here right by my side. If I can just ease that forward. There's the power unit and the control unit. So they're quite small. 6 inches by 3 inches, something like that. It's a really powerful unit, though. Pete, I'm all right, bit chilly. Went out shopping and ran in again. Yeah, That sounds about right. First time of running this year. And hello to Andrew's mum. Yes, indeed. If I've missed anybody in the chat, you can give me a small jolt from the old electrode and I will happily read your name out in the chat. Um, why can't it be 25 degrees with lovely sunshine? It will be. It will be soon enough. By the time we blink an eye, summer will be here. Spring first, of course. Um, does that mean you've blown the Doncaster budget now, Andy? Um, let's put it this way, Pete. There's not a lot left. Andy 81E, very good day to you. 25 degrees, way too hot. Uh, no, I think that's bordering on the maximum there, Brian. 25 is the maximum it would be acceptable. Any further than that, you're getting towards 30 degrees and everybody's panting. And then the clothes start popping off left, right, and centre, and that's another complete story. I'll be blowing the budget at Doncaster. Really, Brian? All of £1.50? Good grief. Okay. Well, whatever floats your boat, Brian, I'll hold your wallet while you're spending the money. And a very good day to Dave at Scott Rails. 40 degrees centigrade is intolerable. I would agree with you there. They regularly get that in the Americas and down in Australia. So that's a little further than is acceptable. I would absolutely agree with you there. But 20 to 25 would suit us fine. As model railroaders, particularly in sheds, that would be, very relaxing. You could just sit there, you can lounge around. When it's cold and the shed takes an awful long time to warm up. Colin Edwards has joined us. A very good day to you, Colin. Hope all is well where you are. That ESU box is rated at 6 amps. Yes, it is, by the manufacturer. That's probably enough to weld wheels to the track if the short circuit detection fails. Well, I have tested the short circuit function on it, and I've turned it down to 3 amps, which is around its minimum. I think it can go a little lower than that, but yeah, I turned it down to 3 amps because at the moment I can't foresee anything we run pulling more than 3 amps. If it does, then all I have to do is go into the command settings, and it only takes a couple of tippy tappies on the Android 10, and that's it. That's the only thing I've found about this unit. It's Android based. So if you do a lot of things with your mobile phone and you're flicking across and up, and it does get some getting used to, and I find it a little clunky. Papa John Trains has joined us. Good morning, y'all. And it is a very good morning, I hope, where you are, John. And Edward has joined us. Happy Valley Hobbies. Say hello to Edward, everybody. Another denizen of railroad lore. There you go. Nice to see you, Edward. Collins Engage has joined us. Very good day, Colin. Look forward to seeing you at Doncaster, which is coming next Saturday. And Ray Bertelsen has joined us. You notice, Ray, that unlike Steve Childers, who gets your name wrong, I think I got it right. Ray Bertelsen, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I hope I got it right anyway. Yes, you will be there. Well, I'm glad of that, Colin. Otherwise, it'll be a dry old party without you. Teas and coffees. Yes, the very fibre of our existence. What can I see out of the corner there? Oh, it's that. Okay. Yeah, I just put a piece of paper across the roof of the carriage I was working on. Already tried the decoder update feature on the ESU box. No, I haven't. This is a freshly cooked example, Ivo. Very good day to you also. I hope the Netherlands is sunny and bright and everything we haven't got. And Alan Reynolds has joined us. Hello, Alan. Um, I haven't tried the decoder update feature on the ESU box yet. I've been just doing its basic functions, getting locomotives loaded onto it. The other thing I've done is I've turned off grey and cold here, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that, Ivo, but that's roughly what we've got. However, there's one thing. This uses, is it LocoNet? And that's a feature that ESU use. DMIJ has joined us. Very good day, Dan. I hope you're well. And I turned it off because although it works fine with Locksound 5, Locksound 4, it automatically sees what loco you've put it on and it communicates with it in a funky kind of way. That upsets older decoders and particularly the American decoders and things like that. So I turned it off and I did everything manually. I just put them in, it accepted them, they run well, all the functions come up on there. Let's just turn that up a bit. And the screen has gone dead. So how do you wake that up? Let's go back. That's it. It's woken up. I am on 89% charge. Yes, this does have a lithium polymer battery in it. And I do responsibly charge it in a place where it has a concrete base. So if it bursts into flames, the whole house doesn't go. Yes, safety always. That's become a bit of a thing recently with various fires here, there, and everywhere. So it's worth doing things safely as a start off. I have lost my glasses, so I can't read the chat. Oh, Alan. Oh dear, oh dear. What can you do? Have you not got a spare set? I keep my spare set in my motorcycle jacket. I don't know why. It's in a hard case. It goes in the jacket, and if I'm ever out anywhere, I'm usually wearing that clunky old jacket. Yeah. And see if you can grab yourself your spare pair, or even if there's an old set and you have to squint a bit, but yeah, you can't go without, man. Anyway, yes. So the cab control, I'm finding my way around it. Yes, but up in the loft. Oh, duh. Never mind. Andy, what will you do with the NC? I'm going to get it fixed up, Brian. What I've done is just down here to my left, I've introduced another switch, just like one of these. This is a double pole, double throw switch with the sensor off. So there's nothing running through that. And you've got 6 connections underneath. You've got the sensor poles, which is your feed in. And then you've got the outer poles, which alternate depending on which way the switch is set. The funny thing is, though, when you turn these on, if you turn it that way, it's connected the middle and this side. If I turn it the other way, like that, center and this side is connected. So it's the opposite for which the switch is set, realistically. And I think it's just the way the mechanics, it's the other side of the fulcrum, and that's the way it works. Anyway, that's your double pole, double throw with the center off. Yeah, on, off, on. And that's rated at that 2 amps at 250 volts AC. So more than ample for anything we would use it for, way down at maximum of 21, 22 volts. And that's the other thing about this ESU unit. Um, Before you turn it on, you can set the power unit to go down as low as 14 volts, which wouldn't even support your cap control, right up to 22 volts for something like G gauge. So it's got plenty of power, plenty of EMF, electromotive force. So you've got the voltage and you've also got the current. The more you put on there, the more current you use. This can handle it, serious. And that's really what we wanted. So if we have four, let's say, for example, steam or diesel locomotives with smoke in them, it can take that kind of power with ease. It would just churn it out. And yes, it should work okay. Trackside Mike has joined us. Tuna Salad Mike, welcome in. Very good morning, and I hope you're not digging snow. And on the other side of the coin, you've got Midsummer Railways. Hello, Greg, who is probably sunning himself, not shoveling snow. But there you go. What can you say? Any road. So, yes, I've gone old and new today. I amalgamated the two trains I was running last week. So I've got one long train. And on the other side, I've got a classic American 440. These were the best 440s produced anywhere, bar none, by Bachmann. They're the Bachmann Spectrum Richmond locomotives that they did as a 440. Great detail, great appointments on it, lots and lots of detail, Westinghouse pumps, a really good paint version on it. Mechanically, it's as good as they made it. So it's just tickling around behind me. And it's pulling Kansas City, St. Louis, and Chicago coaches behind. Just because they really appeal to me. And I thought, I'll mix and match them. Although the 440 is a Southern, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that they could run a train like that. So you may well disagree with me, but rule one applies. Dwight Curley has joined us. A very good day, Dwight. Dwight will be going live tonight for us at about 6:30. So be there or be square. And in just after me, in approximately 3/4 of an hour, Brian at Finnerton Mark II will be going live. I'll just pop that once more into the chat. This is Brian's live stream right after mine. There we go. How about that? I didn't even have to call on my moderators to do that. Organized? Maybe. Libation of the day is a coffee. Cheers to all my friends out there. Oh, it's getting a bit cool now, but the flavor is still there. Anyway, James, there you are. There's James. Okay, I am back. Did you enjoy the Hudson and Rex? The Hudson and Rex. That's got to be one for Trackside Mike. How would that compare to the KPEV 6 S6 stroke DB? Can't read that. 13 in size. I don't know. How would I know? I wouldn't. Oh, well, you woke up. Hi, James. Right. Okay. There you go. Ian Melling has joined us. That's beer there. Not a bad idea. Oh, for a blue spanner. I can do that, Pete, anytime. But do you really need it? No. I just like you as my mate Pete. Good enough. There's Wolfsex Scenics. That's Paul. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you. S6 as a model is about 21 centimeters in length. That's going to be around just over 8 inches, something like that. That's not huge. That's about the size of that one. So if that's locomotive and tender, yeah, that's around about 8 inches. I mean, I could wield the ruler if I really have to. But by the way, I did overdo it with the wiring on this. I got some mains flex, and being me, I went for the bigger conductor size, and it ends up it can take something like 10 amps at 240 volts, and you don't really need that kind of stuff. So it's a bit clunky, and it was very difficult to get that kind of wire onto those kind of terminals. I mean, these are the terminals which have a hole in them. They're like a little, what do you call them? They're like a tab or a tag with a hole in. And I just had to side solder it because the hole just wasn't big enough to get all of the conductors through it. Never does any harm to have an oversized bus. No, indeed, that's what I figured. It does get a bit congested under there. So what I've done, a silly question. Do you have a coffee pot locomotive? Yeah, I do. It's DC and it's a River Rossi. If you're referring to the smokestack, then yes, yeah, it looks like a coffee pot and it's really attractive. It's one of the River Rossi ones, but it's not DCC capable. The entirety of the tender is taken up by this great big chunky 3-pole motor the size of your fist. But I do have one, and the smokestack is really attractive. Did I see Liz in? Hello, Liz. Didn't fall asleep until nearly 4 a.m. Oh, so you're doing the red eye, Liz. Oh, I'm sorry about that, but yeah. Say hello to Texas for me. Great to see you, Liz. Welcome in. I'm running my little 440 today, which is coming around to my left here. Look, I'm pointing. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. There it is. Southern 440, which is a Bachmann Spectrum. If you can find one of those, grab it. And pull in some Kansas City, St. Louis, and Chicago stock behind it. I've got the classic Class 56 from England on the other side. Yes, they are DCC sounds, but due to the cacophony that they make, I end up shouting. But there you go. I'll just call on Daisy. Gentlemen, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. That's very kind of you. And ladies, of course. And all of those identifying as various vegetation. Anyway, it's great to see you, Liz. Right, let's get you down club home. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Yeah, this is my little club here. I call this the clubhouse. If the boiler is vertical, how does the loco go under bridges? Well, it might be one of those little where they have the boiler actually sunk down into the frames, which doesn't make it over height. But interesting one. What I'm obviously thinking of is there was one in the Rainhill Trials. I can't remember which one it was, Samparai or something like that, and it had an upright boiler, and it was one way that they could get round it, I suppose. Trackside Mike, you never made any comments about my track plan. There's nothing wrong with your track plan, James. It's wide and it's expansive, and The Kittle steam-powered rail car. Yes, there's various steam-powered rail cars. Um, who is it produced one? Kurno Model Rail. They had one of the manufacturers do that for them, and that's a super little thing. Thanks, Peter. It's great to get out on the track for a change. Ooh, what have I missed? What have I missed? Kittlers by Marklin Tricks. Right. Anyway, let's get you down onto the down onto the track. Here's my extra little switch that I put in, which is right there. So as you can see, we've got, this is the DC part. Well, I've got normal, off and reverse, so I can swap the controllers. Here is DC and DCC, and that's flick to DCC. And this is the extra switch that I put in, which will have ESU on this side and NCE on that side. And the NCE controller is right there. So I'll get that fixed, and then we can switch between them. You're making a few changes. Okay, James. There's my solder. What does it say on it? I can't remember what that is. Super speed. But it's yonks old, but really good stuff. I think it's 6040 with a rosin core on it. And there's all the wiring and spaghetti down there. So it gets really complicated when you get under here. That's an awful lot of wiring. Love it. And here's the back of the NCE controller, and you can see the pair of wires coming out of there for the main track, and there's also a couple of thin wires coming out for the programming track, which is sitting over the back. Anyway, right, let's try not to lose the camera. Are you still with us? There we go. And for the first time, I've had these little beauties running with absolutely no trouble, because these, being MTH locomotives, take an awful lot of power to make them work. They need a lot of voltage and they use a lot of current. So I had them out yesterday briefly, and they all work fantastically well, up to spec. And thanks, Anthony, very much for sending that one over for me. A source of deep joy. And Clive has joined us. A very good day, Clive. I hope the weather is fine enough for you to get outside and do your doings. I'm sure you'll put us right on that one. How are we doing for time, ladies and gentlemen? It is now coming up to 28 minutes past 1. So I'll keep an eye on the time, and I'll probably shut down a little bit early because Brian will be coming on and people will want to freshen up between live streams. So I'm very mindful of that. Kettles need to be boiled, drinks need to be prepared, and bladders need to be emptied. So, yes, we'll observe the niceties. But that's one of my favourite engines. It really is. White wall tyres, 440, all the appointments. I'd say that doesn't extend back into the 19th century. I'd say that was an early 20th century creation. Probably the last of the 440s, but well appointed, and Bachmann did an absolutely bang up job on it. My live will start 10 minutes after you. No need to finish early. Okay, Brian, that's very good of you. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we are humans, and we like to add in the niceties, if you like. Steve at Miller's Green. Hello there, Steve. Nice to see you. And you made it. That's excellent. Nice long freight train with the Class 56. And coming from behind you is the Southern 440. I've got a feeling that might be a Baldwin and not a Richmond, but I could be wrong. Put in the Kansas City, St. Louis, and Chicago special. Right, let's see if I can wake up my ESU handset. There we go. And get the sound going. Which will come around first? Let's stick with Steam for the moment. I can just go a little faster. And then with a twist of the dial, I can slow it down. Oh, I love this control business. It's very, very good. This is what the whistle sounds like. Very understated. Lovely sounding bell. And then at the swipe, I can go across to the other one. Ha ha ha. Love it. Them bells, them bells. And there's Stormy Sky Rail Productions, another super live stream last night. Enjoyed that very much. A big thank you to Steve and Dave and Jenny for providing such wonderful entertainment. What's the nameplate on the Class 56? I will gladly have a look. It is West Burton Power Station. In its funky two-tone grey. What was that? Construction sector or coal sector? One of the two. Oh, there's Tony, aka Anthony. Welcome in, Tony. Good to see you, man. And I hope your layout is progressing very well. There you go. That's what that sounds like. I can do that again as it comes around, but that is rather a noisy one. Paul and Paris, are you going to Doncaster? I'll be interested to see if Paul and Paris are going to Doncaster. That's going to be quite a crowd. There'll be me and Dino and Colin, and Alan is going to turn up. And there's an awful lot of bodies going to be at Doncaster. will there be room for all the other people? I don't know. And our main task on the Saturday is to find Double O Dave. He's out there somewhere. Perhaps we should do a tannoy announcement. Double O Dave, come in, your time is up. Oh, never mind, Tony. There's always next year. And there's lots of other exhibitions and stuff like that coming up. So there's always a chance of a meet-up. And that's always a joyous occasion. Not planning to at the moment. Was very busy last year. It was. Timber Surf will not be attending Donny. Oh dear, what a shame. But Brian's going to be there. Will there be room for Andy's wallet? Ah, good question, Dino. Will there be anything in it? That's more to the point. Something's gone wrong. Not connected. Try again. Why did that happen? Let's go stop. I had a bit of a drop out there. Just shows you. There's your problem with Wi-Fi. Interesting. Anyway, that's what the unit looks like. Yeah, great when it works. Yeah. But I'd rather it stop than actually went and carried on going through a problem. So, yeah. Strange, actually, because I did a sweep of all of the Wi-Fi units in the area to see what channel they were on. And I picked channel 3 because nobody else was on it. And perhaps that was a bad choice. I don't know. I mean, I can try different things. And Christoph, Isle of Man, has joined us. A very good day, Christoph. Nice to see you. And there's Tim. Hello, Tim. Nice to see you, man. And Digger Evans. I haven't said good morning or good afternoon to Digger. Hello, Digger. I did say. I did? I didn't. I don't know. I'm just old and confused. Yeah, hi again, Digger. That's the one thing. When this does stop and start, when it starts up again, everything is as it was. So here is the Class 56 sound. Come on. That's because I'm on the wrong one. What a wally. Here we go. There's the Class 56 sound. Speaking of Wi-Fi, I have zero coverage in the garage. A real Faraday's cage. Oh, that's a bad one. The only way to get around that then is to just have some wiring going straight into it. That would be the way around that one, I would guess. But there you go. Right, let's pop that on and turn it up full blast. There we go. Would adding an extra antenna help? Well, the Wi-Fi is being produced by the cab control. So, I mean, I couldn't be any closer, but perhaps that's the problem. When you get too close, it depends how it propagates out of that little machine. Perhaps I ought to stand it on its end or something. Right, let's just kill that sound a second. That's better. Now I can hear myself think. Right, let's just go to the microphone and turn that up a bit. There we go. That's better. You should be able to hear me a little better now. Trouble is, when the sound of the DCC goes up, it tends to turn the microphone down, which is a bit irritating, but there's nothing I can do about that. It's called getting old, Brian. Yeah, don't we know it? You can get Wi-Fi extenders. Yeah, that's what I'm using to get the Wi-Fi down here so I can live stream. I put a repeater down by the back door, and that seems to do the trick. Although just on some occasions, as in a couple of weeks ago, it just decided to just say no. And that was that. But there you go. What can you do, right? Too many semi-dead batteries, yeah. Well, that was the thing. What I did overnight, I took the two handsets back down to the house, made sure they were very well charged. I've got 85% life on this. So, yeah, I've still got 85%. Usually they can go on for about 5 hours. If you turn the amount of brightness down on the phone, it can conserve the battery, and you can also have the various timings on when the screen goes blank. That will also save your battery. Oh, it's Christopher Mondone. Hello, Christopher. Just an old disabled veteran on a walker with a 4x8 layout. Well, this is only a stretched 4x8. It's more like an 8x12, but it's a similar kind of thing, just with a little bit of extra track, as they say. Yeah, space is always at a premium, Christopher, particularly in England, Wales, Ireland, and Scotland. They don't build the houses here on the same scale that they do in America and Canada, unfortunately. Did you run any Android updates on them already? It often adds better power management. It also work if the feature is there to enable power saving. Yeah, there are various things you can do with the handset to power save already, even without updates. I just haven't gone through them all. because I only got it working yesterday, Ivo. So it's been a bit of a steep learning curve, as they say. Yeah, Sparky's train set is something else. 3 levels, a massive shed, and yeah, it's um, it's a pretty good little joint for railroaders in Canada to meet and to play trains. That's the only other thing, Ivo. Updates on this thing. They go about it in a very sort of strange way. ESU. Um, it's with USB sticks and things like that to do updates, and yeah, that would take a little bit of looking into, I think. But I have nothing but time. I can always do that. Well, Ivo, these days they tend to slap the houses together in what appears to be a criminal fashion. Don't give them any time to settle before they do any plastering. And of course, you get cracks developing in the plaster and all that kind of jazz. Um, they're sort of jerry built these days, which is a shame. So not only are they the size of rabbit hutches, they're also poorly constructed. Yeah, half a dozen doors down, there was a just a nothing special bungalow went for 600,000. How about that? I suppose somebody really wanted it and was prepared to pay the money. Yeah, you've said it in a nutshell there, Tony. All in all, this handset, although it's a bit clunky to do certain things, I like it. And as I've invested the money now, I'm going to make sure I get my money's worth out of it. Right, let's put the handset somewhere where it can get a really good signal. How about there? That'll do nicely. I've fitted floors at some new builds and they're shocking. Yeah, unfortunate. That really unfortunate. Being limited on resources makes you more creative. Yes, it does. It does. You use what you've got to hand. What I really liked about TV shows like Thunderbirds and Stingray is they used various household items, old Airfix kits, whatever they could lay their hands on. And what they created in the way of models was absolutely sublime. And there's Valleys 56XX. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you, man. I hope South Wales is everything you hoped it would be. Here comes the trusty Class 56. Let's have a bit of sound on that one. That's better. Finger size is everything. Yeah, that's the only thing. Other thing I haven't done with the handset yet. I haven't taken the protective cover off of the front glass. because I thought, oh, I'm bound to scratch it up in the first couple of days. So I might leave that on for a while just to see how I get on with it. And March West Junction, Andy. Very good day, Andy. Hope everything's okay. Will you be attending Doncaster next weekend? And Rob and Grace have joined us. Very good day, Rob and Grace. Another great show last night. Very much enjoyed it. And yes, the ESU cab control seems to be working quite well. A few hiccups, but that's nothing because it's only been in operation for a day. But yes, it all works okay. There's the sound. And where's the other one? Let's flick the screen across. And the Southern 440 is coming from behind you with the bell on. Love it. Them bells. The bells made me deaf, you know. Yes, bit of Quasimodo there. Thanks, Paul. And there's Shedley Wood Model Railway. Hello to you, Rob. Nice to see you. Hope your Christmas was a good one. I know it's still dark and damp and cold in sheds and things, but Brian's coming on in about 10 minutes as soon as I finish with his usual waffle. So let me just pop that into the live stream. Where are we? There I am. We'll go there, like that, and we'll go paste and hit the enter key. There it is. There's Brian's waffle, which will be following me straight away. I don't know if you were thinking of going live, Rob, but you'll be clashing with Brian, so you might find that does something for your audience, like reduces it by half. But it depends. If you want to go live, you can go live. If you don't have to. And Grandpa Rouse, JD, John Dilly, John number 1. Always great to see you, Grandpa Rouse. I hope you're not too snowed in, although I suspect that you probably are. Oh dear, that's a shame. Oh well, Rob, that's there's always next Christmas. The other thing, word has it that Hornby are going to produce their West Riding carriage set, which is same colour as the coronation set that they had last year in LNER. Apparently that is imminent. So I'm going to have a bit of a hefty bill with that one. Apparently February. So they were obviously already in production, and we are about to see the fruits of their labour. Oh, howdy, Simon. Yes, indeed. Came as a bit of a surprise. I saw a little thread on RM Web this morning, which said that very thing. You'll be going live today at 3, as long as there isn't any techno gremlins around. Okay, Rob, that's okay, and it'll be good to see your live stream back. I know it's been difficult getting down to the shed and getting things warm to a point where you actually want to play trains, and I can dig that. Joyce pretty much back to normal, still some twinges at times, probably another week or 2 before she's 100%. Oh, that's good. That's really good. There's nothing worse than having knee trouble, particularly if you want to be vertical. Break out the tiller and get the garden ready. I don't think so, JD. What's the old phrase? Never cast a clout until May is out. Yes, Rob, we all need a lift, mate. Particularly me. About a foot in the air would help. Being of diminutive stature. But in life, you can't have everything. But what I lack in good looks, I also lack in talent. Yeah, only 1 foot. 6'4" would be great. 7'4" would be a foot too far. History of 5 surgeries on one knee, including a replacement, and 1 on the other. They need replacing down the road. Oh dear. Well, thanks, Andrew. Opinions do obviously vary. But I'm still in one piece and I'm still vertical. So, yeah, things are good. Right. Let me grab the dodgy shaky cam and pop it back in its usual spot. Right there. I can tilt that back a little bit. There we go. Oh, now I can relax. Oh, the cost of being a stubborn athlete. Yeah, you play hard and the results can be quite astounding. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for coming in on this fine Sunday. Brian's up next. Let me just pop that back in the chat. Place that there. There is Brian's live stream. That will be coming up. Brian said he'd give you 10 minutes grace to make a cup of coffee and relieve ourselves, go to the bathroom. And many thanks, everybody, for coming in. Makes my day. It really does. And it's great to see everyone. And everybody take care out there. And I will say adios and take care, my friends. See you all later. I'll see you at Brian's. Thanks, Stormy. Great to see you. Adios, amigos.